I have to say good morning to your fans. Say hello. Well, good morning, YouTube. This is Chuck, and it's a Wednesday, October 30th, 2024, about 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm actually sitting in here in my breakfast bar, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I got a story to tell you that from something that happened last night. It's pretty amazing, and it happened. Part of it happened right here. So, in order to, I guess, give you some backstory, uh, my wife and I both are the type of personalities that we like to have our little bit of alone time. And so the way that happens is I get up pretty early in the morning, and she doesn't get up quite as early as I do. And then in the evening, a lot of times she likes to go upstairs and stretch out at about 8 o'clock, and I go up about 9:30 or so to go to bed. And so we have a little bit of time alone in the morning and a little bit of time alone in the evening. Well, one of my habits is when I get ready to go upstairs in the evening. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. My house has several different levels, and our bedroom is upstairs above the garage. But this is the level where the living room, that's my living room, and little office desk there. And then up here, there's a bedroom there. It's been converted to a sewing room, and then the downstairs bathroom is there. And then if you go to the left, it goes into what we call the mud room, and then there's a stairway going upstairs. Well, every night before I go upstairs, I kneel down on that bottom step right there. You can actually kind of see where I do it. It's kind of right there. And I say my nightly prayers. I pray to the Creator and thank Almighty God for the day and everything, and tell Him a little bit about what happened that day. Well, this house is actually, this floor it's on a stem wall, and there's about a 4-foot crawl space underneath it. And this is part of the original house. And so this is about almost 50 years old. So let me sit back down here and I can talk to you and tell you a little bit about what actually happened. Well, the last night, just before I got ready to go upstairs and go to bed, there wasn't anything worth watching on TV, so I turned the TV off, and I was actually watching a YouTube video. And usually when I watch YouTube videos, I have headphones on. And while I was watching that last YouTube video before I shut the computer down, I heard a kind of an odd noise, and I didn't really think much of it at the time, and I thought it might have even actually been on the video. And so I didn't pay much attention to it, but it was kind of a multiple clicking type sound of some kind. If I hadn't had the headphones on, I think I would have zoomed right in on it, but I didn't. So anyway, so I shut the computer down and I turned the lights off, and we have a night light on in here, so there's enough and there's enough ambient light that you can see your way to move around even without any of the big lights on. So I got ready to go upstairs, and I knelt down on that bottom step, and I started doing my normal thing. I thank Almighty God for the day, and I thank Him for the life He's given me. And when I was doing that, all of a sudden I could hear footsteps behind me, big, heavy footsteps. And then I started getting zapped. And so I knew I was the only one in the house. I checked all the doors, and but these were heavy footsteps. And of course, this is like I say, there's floor rafters across there, and if I clomp my feet enough, I can make noise walking across the floor. Well, whatever this was big, and of course I immediately zoomed in on that. So I was facing in toward the steps, and whatever this was coming in from the living room. So what I did was I said, I can feel that. I'm in the process of, I'm in prayer right now. Can you wait a little bit until I'm finished? and I still kept getting zapped. So I actually tried rebuking. What I said is, I said, if you're a child of God, you're welcome here, and if you're not a child of God, I command you in the name of God the Father and Jesus Christ to leave. Well, it kind of backed off a little bit, and so I went ahead and I finished my prayers. And when I finished my prayers, then I said, if you're still here, I would like to talk with you, and I would like to, if you're here for interaction, I'm open for that. And immediately, I could feel a major presence. The whole time I could feel a major presence, a powerful presence. And it kind of made me nervous a little bit, because I wasn't sure initially. I wasn't sure whether it was a good presence or a bad presence. But I decided it was a good presence, because it stepped off and let me finish up what I was doing. And so I asked, are you someone I know? And I asked that a couple of times, because there's a number of them have been here to my house. And this was a powerful enough presence that I was pretty sure that it was somebody. It wasn't a juvenile, or it wasn't a young adult. I think it was somebody with a lot of power behind them. I could feel that part, the energy. And I got that it was Terra'Gon. Now, who is Terra'Gon? Well, Terra'Gon lives over by Crazy Town. And those of you that have watched my stuff for a while know that I went through a very significant spiritual awakening. And the individual who came into my body and took over and made me pray and changed my life in that regard was Terra'Gon. Well, they were telling me Terra'Gon was here. And I don't think that was actually him that said that. I think that was I think there was more than one. I think, a lot of times the elders travel with other ones. And I think that was one of the other ones that told me that. And, so I said, I welcomed him, and I thanked him for coming. And I thanked him once again for what he did for me a couple of years ago. And I said, if you're interested in interacting with me, I'm definitely interested in that. And I said, do you want me to go back into the living room, or do you want me to go upstairs like I originally planned? And so I went back into the living room, and I sat in my chair, and I got the impression that that wasn't what they wanted. They wanted me to go upstairs. So I did that. Now, a lot of times what happens is when my wife goes upstairs and she watches TV, lays in bed and watches TV, and she also scans through Facebook and such on her tablet. And a lot of times when I go up there, she'll see some funny little video or something, and she'll have 2 or 3 of those she wants me to watch when I go to bed. So as soon as I went up there, and I could kind of feel it, I could sense that that's what they wanted me to do. Well, she immediately wanted to show me some videos. And she had them all saved for me on her phone. So I laid down in bed, and she's not all on board with all this stuff like I am, and she doesn't sense a lot of this stuff. But I could sense that there was somebody there in the room, but she wanted me to watch these videos. And normally there's only 2 or 3 of them. Well, this time there was 8 of them. Well, what's significant about that? The first 6 were Bigfoot related. And she almost never shows me Bigfoot related stuff. And the last 2 were sunsets. And of course we like sunsets and pretty sunsets. So I watched those 6 videos right quick like, and I think they were probably, all 6 of them were probably hoaxes, and one definitely was, because it was definitely a guy in a suit. But I watched that stuff, and I thought it was highly unusual that she would show me 6 of these. And so I politely watched them, and then as soon as she was done, I said good night, and I laid back and I started trying to mind speak because I knew they were there. I could sense them. They were in the room, and basically I kind of got the impression they wanted me to go to sleep. What I got the impression was that Terra'Gon was basically just checking in, and when he zapped me, he was acknowledging the fact that I was saying my prayers in the evening like I was supposed to, and that was an acknowledgement. But I thought there was something more to that, and so I rolled over in my position like I normally sleep in, and bang, I was gone. I was out immediately. I think they might have given me a knowledge drop of some kind, but they wanted me to go to sleep for that, and they were telling me to go to sleep. And so I kind of think that's what happened. Now, I slept pretty good. I woke up this morning. I don't know of anything that I was told during the night. But this morning when my wife came down, she asked me, she said, "Did you hear that owl after you went to bed last night?" I said, "No, I went to sleep. I didn't hear any owl." She said, "Oh, there was an owl that was really loud hooting outside." Well, folks, I can tell you, I've lived in this house for almost 50 years, and I can't ever remember hearing an owl hooting here. So do I think all that was related? Yeah, I think it all was related. I think obviously what happened to me downstairs was tied in with what happened to me upstairs, and I think maybe they somehow told her to save those Bigfoot related videos to show me, and I think the owl was probably one of them too. What we call a 900-pound owl. I think it was all related. I don't know what it meant. I think they were just checking in on me. A couple of years ago, under almost identical circumstances, I knelt down to say my prayers at night, and I kind of got into the habit of saying the same thing. And I got zapped really, really hard, almost to the point that it almost knocked me off the steps. And it was Terra'Gon, and Terra'Gon told me, in very clear mind speak, he says, don't be saying the same thing, mechanically say the same thing every night. He told me to do that. And don't mechanically say the same thing every night. And so I've made it a point after that to try not to do that. And there are certain things that I do say the same way, and I always ask Almighty God to watch over firefighters and medics and so forth. And we all have our little routine that we go through, but I try to remember that every day is a little bit different, and there's different things happening in the world. And I have a friend that's going through some medical issues right now, and I try to remember to say something about her. And so I've tried to pay attention to what he told me last time. And what I think was happening last night was I think he was just stopped by to check in on me. And when he zapped me while I was saying my prayers, he was just acknowledging that I was doing what he told me to do. Kind of maybe kind of a pat on the back, Forest People style. I don't know. Anyway, I've got some other stuff happen from some of the reports that I've got, and that's going to be another video, and I've been going to make that one, but it's pretty complicated. But I wanted to tell you all about this right away while it's all fresh in my mind, and this is something that just happened last evening. So as I always tell you, take care of each other and love each other, and I'll be back with another one here pretty quick. I put my hat on, and Flapjack immediately thought we're going someplace, and so that's why he's right here. But I guess the best thing I can do for right now is, until I talk to you again, is tell you peace out.